Hey everyone, I'm Nick and welcome to the channel. If you're like me and you like to work on cars, you'll know that having the right tools can really help out. And one of those tools is an OBD2 scanner. Today we're checking out the Launch CRP 123E v3. So let's open it up and take a look. This comes in a nice carrying pouch with a handle, a little loop right here, little Launch logo right here. And inside we have some paperwork, including a user manual and a quick start guide. And then we have the scanner itself, nice rubberized edge, kind of a spot to grip it, a connector for the OBD2 plug, power button, USB-C port, and that's pretty much it. So it's got a touch screen, and this screen is 5 inches with a resolution of 1280 by 720. We got our cables right here. So this is a USB-A to USB-C cable. And this is our OBD2 plug. It's got a nice little cap right here. And this side goes into the scanner and it has some screws to lock it in. So just while we're here, I'll just plug it in. Okay. Let's power it on. Press and hold the power button. This has a battery built in. All right, nice and bright screen. Mine actually arrived charged, which is really nice. So let's go to start. We'll go to English, time zone. Connect to your Wi-Fi. You can put in your workshop information. You can see it's actually an Android keyboard. Got disclaimers. And now we're in the main menu. And before we get started and look at the interface, let's log in. We'll get verification code, I'll do all that, and I'll be right back. Now that I'm logged in, let's go through the interface. So we've got local diagnosis. You can auto detect the VIN. You got a demo here. We can use the demo to go through the interface. So let's say we have a Ford, we have 350, get a health report. We'll scan. We've got some codes here, 0401, EGR valve. We've got an injector high side fault, manifold pressure fault, crankshaft position fault. No issues in the TCM, ABS, and restraints. So you can actually go into the engine control module, read the fault codes. These are the examples. You can clear the codes. And now it's okay. You can also read the data stream, and we'll do all this in an actual car in a few minutes. Now you can also do OBD2 direct to just get codes, and IM as well, but you can also go by brand. The brands are categorized by part of the world, so you can have everything, or you can just go to American brands. So if you have a truck, go to Chevy, Dodge, Ford, GM, and Ram. In European brands, you've got brands that are in the US and brands that aren't in the US, so you can actually use this anywhere in the world. Like, you got some French brands, like Citroen, and a bunch of stuff. And then Asian brands, and everything you've already scanned. And of course, you can just auto-detect when it's plugged in, which we'll try later. Now, that's the diagnosis menu. We have a service function menu here. So you can reset the brakes, reset the oil, steering angle sensor, battery test, ABS bleed process, electronic throttle relearn, and DPF regen if you have a diesel. We also have other modules with BST, which is battery testing. So you can do battery health tests, start system test, charging health test, and a report. We have a software update menu. Now you can choose to update everything at once or just pick the brands you already have. We're gonna leave the main stuff here. We'll add the ABS bleed, battery matching, brake reset, Land Rover Jag, Mercedes-Benz, Nissan Infiniti GTR. And there we go. Let's update these. Once everything's installed, it'll reboot. All right. We also have the mall page, which gives you options to buy extra functionality. So for example, immobilizer reset, injector coating, gearbox relearn, AdBlue, and other things like that. Got to know your customer page. So this is for tracking service and things like that. And it looks like it ties into the Launch app, which you can get with this QR code. Got our profile page here. You got your account information, reports and settings. So here you have some information about the device. Got a little over 25 gigs of storage with 15 available. Battery condition is good. And our device settings are in this screen as well. So you can switch from metric to imperial. You can turn on screen capture, display brightness. You can actually turn that up all the way and set your sleep timeout as well. You can adjust the sound, network for your Wi-Fi, time zone, language, workshop information, recovery, and you can clear the cache on the device if needed. Also have toolbox here. So these are things like battery voltage, diagnostic software clear. So if you want to clear something off the scanner, you can. Firmware fix. If the VCI doesn't work, you can get the latest firmware version or repair it. We have DTC library. So if say you have a friend, they have a basic scanner that has just the code name, you could just enter it in here. This EGR, for example, 0402. So it can be pretty convenient. Got diagnostic record, so it'll track every car you've scanned. You have the DLC page here, which is where the OBD2 connectors can be. So on my cars, they're usually in the A or B spot. Diagnosis feedback, to upload if you have any issues. Some FAQ, images, and a built-in user manual. So if you lose track of your paper copy, it's also right here. And in more, you have online service and Launch Academy. Now that we've checked out the interface on the 123E v3, let's go see it in action in the car and read some real codes. All right, let's start by testing the scanner in my 2007 Range Rover Supercharged. First thing you want to do is plug it in right here. Just feel to see which side is wider. It's automatically reading the VIN. Let's get the ignition on. Yep, looks right. And you'll actually notice it's charging when it's plugged into the OBD2 port too, which is nice. You see the battery voltage here is a little low, so I'm going to start it. I'll ask if it's correct. It is. Here is the diagnosis report. Our mileage, 292,000 kilometers. Yep, it's 181,000 miles. We've got 2 errors, P0420 and P0430, which is O2 sensors. Already knew about that. We have a TCM code, crash event storage, which can't be removed because this car was totaled from a crash. Let's go to the TCM, read our fault code. You can clear the fault code. There's good. So now let's go to our main diagnostics screen. So right here, intelligent is the one we just did, but now we're going to go specifically to a Land Rover right here, and OK. We'll do auto search. Yep, that's right. Let's go to status report. Yep, just like we saw earlier. You can also go to individual system selection, but you can also read this from the status report. Now, since we're running, we can actually read the data stream in real time. It's going to list a bunch of things from the engine. So let's see, we can look at engine coolant temperature, engine speed, and we'll do gear information. Okay. Engine coolant temp is 150 Fahrenheit. Engine RPM is 700 to 750, and we're in neutral. But if I put it into reverse, different code. 0 is neutral again. Now we're in first gear from drive. And if I press the gas, the RPMs climb. And we're going to be watching this climb as time goes on and the engine warms up. And if you click on the graph button, you can actually watch it in real time. But you can also combine these two with the checkboxes. And so I have RPM here and our coolant temperature, which will slowly climb up. So on this truck, live data is actually really useful for the TCM. When we would go to transmission oil temperature, and you can watch it in real time. And the reason this is really useful is because if you're ever draining and refilling your transmission, it has to be in a specific temperature range when you check the fill level. So this is the kind of tool that is really useful for that kind of job. Yep, there we go. It works well. Now I want to give this a little challenge and test it out on a car that gives even my fanciest scanner a bit of trouble. This is Test Bed Fred. It's my second 2003 Infiniti M45, and he has some problems. So let's see if this launch scanner can compete with my other scanner that had some trouble and cost about 10 times more. Let's turn on the ignition. Okay, so already I'm not too surprised this didn't work because it didn't work on my fancy scanner. We'll skip that. We'll go to diagnose, Asian, Infiniti, okay. We're gonna go to manual selection, so we'll do North America, we are an M45, Y34 chassis, 2003. Let's do system selection. ECM, ABS, SRS, and TCM. That's everything that the other scanner found, so go right back. Let's do a health report. There should be an error in the ABS. Interesting. I had an ABS issue. Okay, so we do have two issues in the ABS system. Rear right sensor open and front right sensor open. This does trigger an ABS light on this car. So this was able to read the same modules as my much more expensive scan tool. So that is a plus for me. And that is the Launch CRP 123E v3. It's a really convenient tool to have. It's great to scan any errors you might have on your car, see some live data. It's a really useful tool to have in your arsenal if you work on your cars yourself. If you want to get one for yourself, I'll leave a link in the video description and want to say a big thank you to Launch for sending me this to review. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and to hype it. And if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. If you want to see more videos like this, or you want to watch me work on cars, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.